Where did my guy go?
You can't hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully somebody's in the background's not pushing buttons.
I'm having some computer problems here.
Well,
I don't know why. But...
Well, we hear you. Your volume could be a little louder, but I think everyone will attentively listen.
I'm going to have to tell you, I'm locked out. I can't do anything with my computer.
Well, we can hear you and we can see you. So if you want to keep rolling, then we can keep rolling.
Why don't you carry on? I'm going to restart. Can you carry on?
You're going to restart?
Yeah, because I'm locked out. I'm locked. Can't do nothing.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll answer quiet. I'll hang in. I'll hang in for now.
Can you not see the screen?
I can't see the screen. I can't move my cursor. I'm all locked out.
All right. So why don't you restart?
I can't change the volume either.
Why don't you restart? I'll entertain the folks.
Yeah, entertain. You can do it. I'm sure.
All right. Get your restart going, and we will bring on the lovely Becca Dukes. And then, hey, Becca Dukes.
You said you were going to be the one entertaining.
Yeah, well, I am, but, you're the... Okay, so Pharmacist Ben, while you're restarting, are you there? Or... I think
he looks like he's frozen.
I think he's restarting, so I'm going to take
Technology is just crazy.
Technology is something else. Hey, Bruce, and I wonder if we have some folks on Rumble. Wyoming Andy, we got Bruce. So we got some folks on Rumble. Pharmacist Ben is getting his restart going. Well, while we have just a few of our folks on, I need to take a poll, and you'll see if anybody likes the 4 new versions of our song, and then we will have that version be the version that we use for the show. So, version 1.
Really good. All right, let's get the next one going.
Oh no! You got to be banned from AI. You got to ban him.
Okay, what do you think of that? What do you think of that version?
I don't like that.
Next version's better.
AC/DC.
Not okay. Not quite what you're looking for. How about this one?
A little better. That's a little better.
Don't fix the fruit. You have to fix the root.
All right. I get the message.
Okay.
I get the message.
Okay.
more. Becca, help me. No
Okay,
more.
we
No
And
more.
David on
No more.
YouTube
This
is
is- why are
with
you
me. Let's
torturing
go,
me?
reggae.
Why
Come
are you
on,
torturing
come on,
me?
AJ. Let's
Uh,
hear.
all right.
Let's
All right.
take
I'll
it, reggae.
spare my guy. I don't want him to
No,
run
why
out
are you
on us.
torturing me? Unless it's Donna Summer. Unless you have a Donna Summer
Oh,
fruit
Donna
nectar.
Summers version. Okay, I gotta get a
It.
disco
So,
version.
If you put Donna Summer up there, I'll listen to it. I
Summer.
feel rude.
Okay. Well, okay. So Elsie and Jennifer and Harry and David and they all like the second one better.
They like the
So,
second one better. Everybody likes they like the second one better. All right. Okay.
All right.
And Bruce is like, I like whatever you like. And Ann Barber, hey Ann. All right. So Pharmacist Ben, I don't know if you can see what I put in the chat in our chat on the screen there. Is our guy frozen again? He's frozen again.
yep, he's frozen again.
He's frozen again. So while he is frozen, I'm going to sneak in our last option. Are you back, Ben? I'm not sure what happened. It looked like you got kicked out again.
It's Firefox's. That's fine. Let's take some questions.
All right. So the first, make sure, can you read the private chat that we have in there?
I'm locked out. My Firefox is not behaving.
Or are you still locked out?
Can't do nothing.
All right. So this.
Don't use Firefox. Everybody out there, do not use Firefox. It's garbage.
Okay. Annie liked the first one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that Tori in the Bahamas may have liked one of the reggae versions. So USA1 protein stands for U1 SNP associating protein, a specific protein found and studied in the Saccharomyces common baker's yeast. It lives in the membrane of the cell.
No, say Commerce Bake. Say it. Saccharomyces. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Saccharomyces cerevisiae.
Yeah, Bruce. So what? So is it? They want to know about the protein.
Want to know about the protein because the protein is said to control trash removal system, but the human body has what's called the endoplasmic reticulum associated degradation, cellular quality control.
Wait. Hang on. We're starting to dive into the realm of gibberish here. So the endoplasmic reticulum is like a network of tubes inside a cell. It's very vast, and it's true things are dismantled and reconstructed in the endoplasmic reticulum. It's like a hollow network of tubes. Reticulum means network. Endoplasmic means it's in the plasma. So what's that got to do with the protein? I'm not really understanding that.
Saying that this protein lives in the membrane of the cell's endoplasmic.
It's called USA1?
USA1 protein.
Okay.
And it's
And
found
so they want to know about supplementing with it, about using brewer's yeast?
Want to know if this protein is real and helpful. Is it helpful? What does it do? Why might I need it as I'm
You
being
don't need it. No. Your body makes plenty of proteins. When you eat a protein, it goes into your stomach, it gets broken down. So you can't really get the protein. Let's digress here. Proteins are the workhorses of the body. They do things. The USA1 protein is involved in how molecules are activated. We'll say I'm being very. I don't want to get too specific, but molecules are activated, and USA protein facilitates the activation of certain molecules. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. My Firefox is just going nuts.
I'm here.
So when you eat a protein, it gets broken down by hydrochloric acid and enzymes. Proteins don't make it typically intact through the digestive system, so you can't get the value of the protein. They just happen to notice that in brewer's yeast, which is an amazing food, by the way, it's not really food, it's like a nutrient, we'll say. There is a protein that has some functionality, but it's not like it's going to survive it's unlikely, put it this way, that it's going to survive your stomach intact. So there's proteins that do all kinds of things. Proteins do everything. Everything in your body gets done via protein, and the body is very, very complex. One of the things that the body does is it activates things. You've heard of methylation, right? Methylation is one of the ways that molecules get activated. In the case of this protein USA1, the activation is called ubiquitination. Can you handle that? Ubiquitination. Ubiquitination. So this protein facilitates ubiquitination, which is a type of activation. But you're not going to. What's the question? Can I get the value of the? Is there a question there, or they just want to?
Yeah, the question is, is it a real thing, and will it benefit me? But
I don't know. I don't know for sure it's a real thing. I know they talk about it, and yes, it will benefit you for sure. But you're not going to get the value of it by just eating the brucies, because your stomach acid will break up all the proteins.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's no supplement.
Break them into aminos and stored in the liver.
Yeah, peptides and aminos, exactly.
Okay, so Pharmacist Ben, apparently there is a shortage now of estradiol.
Okay. Well, estradiol is the most potent of the estrogens. It's really, I'm not a woman, so I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, but it really seems silly to me to try to take one estrogen. It's not a patient's fault, but it's a doctor's fault, because they should know better. Although, we all know how that goes. You're taking one estrogen out of a whole family of estrogens. Estradiol is the most potent of all the estrogens. That's first of all. And second of all, when you take the estrogen, you're taking a big dose of it. Estrogen is in the body in very small amounts. And now you're taking thousands of times what should be in your body in order to, and they always have to do that with drugs. They have to give you extra dose to override the liver's detoxification. Then the liver has to deal with all that. And most women who are a certain age, most people who are a certain age, have a degree of fatty liver already. And if you're undernutrited, if you understand chemistry, it's so dumb. It's hard to even imagine how a healthcare professional could do this. Because think what you're doing. When a woman is in her 60s or 70s or 50s even, when she's going to take hormone replacement therapy, her biochemistry is so whacked out, unless she's knows every single detail about how to take care of her body. For most people, her biochemistry is so whacked out, all of us, it's not just women, all of us. And now you're going to put a hormone into the system that's completely out of proportion with all the other hormones, the progesterone, the DHEA, the testosterone, the thyroid hormone, the cortisol. Everything's connected. It's all networked. It's so ridiculous from a biochemical standpoint to take estradiol for hormone replacement therapy. So even, medical practitioners who do that, they'll say, oh, well, we do biest or we do triest. That means they give you 2 or 3. They give you, in addition to estradiol, they'll give you estrone and estriol, which are 2 other important estrogens. It doesn't matter. The way hormones work is they're supposed to fluctuate with the environment. If your environment is a certain way, you need more estrogen, you make more estrogen. If it's not, you make less estrogen. Estrogen is connected to the thyroid. Hypothyroidism, 90% of patients who are hypothyroid are women because it's an estrogen-driven condition. Now you can take estrogen. It's ludicrous. Essential fatty acids will act like estrogen, control your blood sugar, stabilize your insulin and your blood sugar, work on your liver and your gallbladder and your intestine, and take care of your health. We have to get this crazy idea out of our heads that we can be medicalized and pharmaceuticalized back to health. You can't. It's a lie. And any medical professional who thinks they can do it is either ignorant or lying. And if they're ignorant, they mean well. But, drug companies, they got to know better. You can't be pharmacologicalized, pharmaceuticalized back to health unless you have, severe pain or you have an emergency of some kind. I can see that. But you can't. And hormone replacement therapy is pharmaceuticalization. It's medicalization. So I'm it's crazy to me. Now, I'm not a woman, obviously, so I'm not going to put myself in a position of saying, don't do it. Females, women have to make their own decision. From a chemistry perspective, a biology and biochemistry perspective, it's crazy to me. If you are going to take estrogen, make extra sure that you're doing your livers, taking care of your liver, and using your ultimate EFAs. But ultimate EFAs may help. They act like estrogen, ultimate EFAs. They have estrogen-like effects.
Mm-hmm.
And progesterone, which is non-toxic and doesn't interfere as much with other hormones, will make your body make cells more sensitive to estrogen. So you may be able to use progesterone and get the same effects as your estradiol.
Pharmacist Ben, speaking of women topics,
Yes.
Two questions. One, Longevity has this women's probiotic.
Yes.
And
women's probiotic.
Women's probiotic that came with the New Hope.
Oh, you're talking about Hope.
Came with the Hope bundle.
It's a good probiotic. It's a good
probiotic is apparently, what I'm told, very good.
It's a good probiotic, yes. I like the Nightly Essence better because you get the nattokinase with it, but it's still a good probiotic, absolutely.
Okay. What is the function of the digestive system when it comes to women's reproductive organs? What's going on there?
So many things. That's a huge question. So first of all, you have, and we say the digestive system. I'm gonna skip the stomach, but there's a lot of things for the stomach too. But I'm gonna jump right into the intestine and the liver and the gallbladder. The intestine and the gallbladder, or bile, and the liver are the three major systems for clearing out estrogen. Estrogen is a powerful, powerful hormone. I know we've talked about this in the past. It's the most powerful of all the steroid hormones. The steroid hormones are your growth and repair and coping and living life hormones. They help you deal with all the ups and downs of life. The broken bones, the immune attack, the repair, the stressors. The steroid hormones help you deal with all that. But they're all networked and connected. The most powerful of all the steroid hormones is estrogen. It's on the bottom of the hormone synthesis flow chart. You know what I'm talking about? There's a hormone synthesis.
And I wish you had that chart up because I love seeing that diagram.
Yeah, let me see. You want? I can pull it up here. My computer is kind of weird here. So actually, I can't share my screen. You can share your screen. So Google steroid hormone synthesis flow chart, and then post it, or put it up on the screen.
Okay, I gotta verify I'm a human.
How are you gonna prove that?
I just give it a little blood. And let's see.
I've had people ask me if you were actually human.
You know, and I appreciate the fact that you vouch for me. So now let's
wait a minute. Don't jump to conclusions there.
No, you didn't vouch for me. All right.
Just kidding. Okay, so here, this is good. Okay, so you can see it starts with cholesterol, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to pregnenolone. And then all the way, if you go all the way to the end, what's the last hormone there?
I see estradiol.
Correct. It's the last. See how it goes from cholesterol, pregnenolone, progesterone, all the way to the end is estradiol. And the only thing estradiol can do is go to estrone, back to estrone. See how it goes back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
These two hormones are the most toxic of all the steroid hormones. Up at the top, if you go to cholesterol, pregnenolone, progesterone, those are the most gentle. You take these are over the counter. You don't even need a prescription for these. But if you go down to the bottom, testosterone, estrone, estradiol, those are super strong. You need a prescription for those because those are very powerful. And estradiol and estrone are the most powerful. So when you take estradiol and estrone as a prescription, you're taking the very end hormones there. You've stuck a bunch of hormones that have no way of being metabolized except they have to be eliminated and detoxified. If you take pregnenolone Look what pregnenolone can do. Pregnenolone can go to progesterone. It can go to 17-hydroxypregnenolone. There's a lot of options here. Estradiol, they can't do anything. It can't get converted. It has to be eliminated and detoxified. And the amount that you're taking as a prescription is thousands of times the amount that the body needs. Now, a patch is a little bit better because it's slow release rather than the pills. So patch is a little bit better and creams are a little bit better, but still, it's playing with fire, in my opinion. I use EFAs and progesterone, and then help your body make estrogen. Vitamin C, magnesium, essential fats, those will support estrogen production. If you are going to do estradiol patches or oral, whatever, or birth control pill, which is even worse, then make absolutely sure you're supporting your liver health, your blood sugar health, your gallbladder health, and your intestinal health. To answer your question, those three organs are largely responsible for detoxifying estrogen. When they're not working right, you can have estrogen issues. Estrogen issues include growth issues, fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, also fibromyalgia. These are all estrogen issues. Reproductive issues, infertility. Also, if you're menopausal, which is a little tricky, excess estrogen can lead to, especially in combination with histamine, hot flashes, night sweats, all these kind of rev you up symptoms. And ironically, they'll give you estrogen to help you deal with your estrogenic symptoms. You're always making estrogen because it's made in body fat. So even when you're elderly woman, you're still making estrogen. And the more body fat you're carrying, the more estrogen you're making. And that's especially true for men. This is what the Santa Claus effect is. I call it the Santa Claus effect. Ever tell you about the Santa Claus effect? Santa Claus effect is when men they go from tough and rough to fat and jolly. Oh. And I call that the Santa Claus effect. And that's from body fat. Mm-hmm. Excess body fat will make you fat and jolly. Yes, that's somebody saying estrogen dominance. Estrogen dominance is a little bit different. And that is when your body is really, really, really responding to estrogen. People who are estrogen dominant will have all kinds of female health issues. They'll have menstrual issues, and they'll have things like endometriosis and fibroids and cysts and fibromyalgia, fatigue, hair loss, hypothyroidism, obesity, weight gain. All of those are part and parcel of estrogen dominance. And today, remember, estrogen is not a one thing. It's a family of molecules. And there's a lot of synthetic molecules that act like estrogen. Plastic acts like estrogen. Sunscreens act like estrogen. Preservatives in skincare products act like estrogen.
Act like meaning they attach in the same place that estrogen would attach.
Yes. Shower curtains, new car smell, fragrances. All of these can have estrogenic effects. And many of us are swimming in an ocean of estrogen. And then on top of that, we're taking hormone replacement therapy. And there's estrogen in the water too, because we urinate out the estrogen. It's a serious problem.
Pharmacist Ben, so you always talk about using Dr. Ariaz's liver cleanse, and that's
love Dr. Ariaz's liver cleanse. I'm a big fan.
Okay, so I just want to start with let's just take a look at it. We have this Liver Pure, which is, in some ways, I guess this is what we're referring to as the liver cleanse.
Okay,
so this Liver Pure, we see the components here are the cleanse, and it's a cleanse. It's got liver prep, liver clean, lemon juice.
Make it real big so we can see the nutrition facts. Is that as big as you can make it?
Okay, let's get the nutrition facts on the screen there.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see here. So can you see that? That's the liver clean.
I want to see the ingredients now, not the supplement facts, but the ingredients.
Okay, so on the ingredients, we got E.
No, pull it down. Yeah, there you go. And pull it. Can you pull it to the center? Because I got a big thing in my screen here that I can't get rid of. Yeah. Okay. So liver prep, liver clean, and lemon, and then the lemon juice. This is a 3-part system for cleaning out the liver. The liver prep is surfactants, yucca root, liver nutrients, dandelion and artichoke, and milkseed thistle, and then magnesium and vitamin C. All of that is going to clean out the liver, and there's instructions for doing it. It's all on there. What ends up happening is you excrete out stones, and it's just even if you don't excrete out stones, it's just a good way to clean your liver. And there's instructions on there.
Okay, and then now they have a 30-day detox, which has a couple of other things, including the true enzymes.
Yeah,
and
you should probably be. I don't know if it's just 30 days. You probably stay on that for life.
Well, this one is a 30-day particular program that includes the liver pure, and it's got the true cleanse, and it's got the true zyme in there as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Dr. Ariaza come on the show. How's that next week?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to have him talk about next week.
But my question in relation to this was, that is to clean the liver in a way. Yes. Now, this one, I'm told this is...
show me the ingredients.
Adrian Gold.
Yeah, Adrian was Corey's. You remember Corey Gold? Did you know Corey?
I wasn't around for Corey, but
Corey passed away, and he developed pollen bursts. And so now his wife, Adrian, super nice lady, she, I guess, is marketing this one. So go to the ingredients, okay, and pull it. Can you pull it to the center of the screen a little bit? Or is that the best you can do?
Yeah, it looks like what we got.
I can't really see the ingredients. It's hard for me to see.
Okay. Let me see here.
I can't do anything because Firefox is locking me out here, unfortunately.
Okay. So this looks like...
That's not the ingredients. Yeah, go to the ingredients. There you go. Proprietary blend, glutathione. Read it for me because I can't really see it.
Glutathione, aloe vera, pollen extract,
what's after that?
Microcrystalline cellulose, dicalcium phosphate, magnesium stearate, fillers.
That's all. Yeah.
So the glutathione is
for the liver. For the liver.
So now this is using an antioxidant to support the liver?
No. What's glutathione?
Glutathione, I thought, was the antioxidant.
Well, it's more than it has some antioxidant properties. It's the body's most powerful detoxifier and antioxidant. It's the body's most powerful. It's not just an antioxidant. Lots of things are antioxidants. Glutathione is the body's most powerful antioxidant detoxifier. It's incredibly powerful. Now, you're not going to get a lot of glutathione in this product, and the best way to get your glutathione is to use your TMR shake and probably N-acetylcysteine, NAC, and the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, the Pig Pack or Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. I'll give you the amino acids for building glutathione. But I personally do the TMR shake. This is going to hurt. Glutathione is incredibly valuable, though, and very important for the digestive system, for the liver, for people who have cancer, Parkinson's disease. You can actually get it injected, glutathione injections. It's super important stuff. I wouldn't make this product my source of glutathione, but it's a way of getting some glutathione into your system.
There's 340 milligrams in that combination.
You need like grams of it. But it's still not bad. It's not going to hurt you. It's definitely a good idea to use.
Well, she talks about a lot of people who reverse their fatty liver by using it. Well, and she does say use multiple.
You got to use a lot of it.
Yeah, she does. She does mention that. We have a number of questions. We got kind of on the track that we were mentioning. Bug Out is watching. He asks, how do I dissolve a 5 millimeter stone and prevent any new kidney stone formation?
Is kidneys or gallbladder?
Kidney.
Oh my God, that's terrible. You can use, there's a process called lithotropia. What's it called? Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's called lithotropy. It's where they shoot sound waves at your gallstones or at your kidney stones, and that breaks up the stone. You can also try changing the pH, called lithotripsy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah, well, we talked about sound waves. Yvonne has mentioned sound waves.
Who's
You've
Yvonne?
mentioned
Who's
sound
Yvonne?
waves.
Who's
Our
Yvonne?
friend. She's our friend.
Oh, I don't think I know Yvonne. You can also use alkalinizing agents like sodium bicarb.
Mm-hmm.
Sodium bicarb will raise the urinary pH, and that will help break up stones. Stones form in stones, uric acid stones anyway. They typically will form in acidic urine. So using sodium bicarb, potassium citrate, alkalinizing agents, and just
Can I tell you what I did when I had
and also
stones?
drinking water too, a lot of water. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell you what I did when I had stones?
Yeah,
I went
I had a friend.
That's what I thought it was.
I had a friend that shall remain nameless, and we went to a conference, and he couldn't get a room, so he ended up sleeping on the couch in my hotel room. I had a suite. He slept on the couch. In the middle of the night, I heard him screaming, bloody murder. I couldn't believe it. He was screaming and moaning, and turned out he had a kidney stone. And he ended up having to go to the emergency room. But he's a diabetic, and it usually has to do with blood. Usually, when you have kidney problems, it's blood sugar. You want to focus on blood.
I used Dr. Google at that time.
What did you use? What did you give you?
And I used I think it was the cranberry, unsweetened cranberry, and I drank a cup or 2 cups of olive oil.
Olive. That's not bad. That didn't make it.
And passed the stones.
Oh, it was a gallbladder stone or a kidney stone?
Kidney. I thought kidney. I guess
Olive oil would not. No, olive oil might help a gallstone, but it wouldn't help a kidney stone.
It may have been a gallstone. Who knows?
What did it feel,
I wasn't a
what did it
doctor
feel
guy.
like? What did it feel like?
Well, I'll tell you the story.
Yeah.
I gave my girlfriend at the time my my wallet that had my Bitcoin passwords. I was like, if I don't make it,
Are you serious?
yeah, I thought I was finished.
Wow.
It was
That's
it was
amazing.
pretty painful.
That's amazing.
So all right. So bug out. I'll forward this email to Ben, and maybe we can get a little further talk about that. Becca put in a couple questions here. I'm gonna do the first one, and I'll do the 2 Bruce ones together.
Yeah.
Andy is asking how to use fulvic and humic liquids.
How to use it?
Yeah.
Drink it.
How to use?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Humic is the entire dirt complex that has water soluble and fat soluble particles in it, called humics. If you filter out the fat soluble stuff that doesn't dissolve in water, what's left is the fulvics. So fulvics are completely water soluble. They're amazing, and that's basically what plant-derived minerals are, by the way. So if you're drinking Beyond Tangerine, you're getting plenty of fulvics, and they're amazing. I use them in skincare. They're just phenomenal. So I'm not sure if you mean how do you use them. You drink them. Fulvics, anyway. I don't know.
Say that again. Humics are what now?
Humics or humates are the entire dirt complex, water soluble and fat soluble. If you filter out the fat soluble stuff and leave behind just the water soluble, you get a clear golden yellow liquid called fulvic. Fulvic means yellow. You get a clear golden yellow liquid.
Gotcha. Because our mine in Utah is humic shale.
Yeah, that's humic shale. Now, humic has everything in it, but I'm pretty sure they filter out the fat soluble stuff. Otherwise,
clearly because the plant-derived minerals are fulvic.
Yes, plant-derived minerals with the fulvic compound. That's correct.
Interesting. Learning more and more. Andy's saying, I thought fulvic is smaller molecules that get into the cells.
Well, it is smaller molecules, and they do get into cells, but that's not the main difference. The main difference is water solubility and fat solubility. But yes, it's true. Fulvics are small. They're ions. The minerals, anyway, are small.
Okay. Creatine.
Creatine
Bruce
is
wants to know.
Yeah.
He wants to know: should I add creatine to the Mighty 90, or does longevity
No.
suggest using something else for creatine?
Use creatine for creatine. I mean, I don't know what you mean. You can
Like, do we have a product that has
Yeah.
creatine that we would
Creatine's
suggest?
generic. Creatine is a generic molecule. You know, did I ever tell you the story about creatine, how it became popular? Did I ever tell you that story?
How did it become popular?
Yeah, did I tell you that?
Remind me.
So in the 90s, the late 1990s, there was a guy here in Colorado who was a weightlifter and a bodybuilder, and he was known for doing certain things to build muscle.
He's a juicer.
He was a juicer. I don't know for a fact, but he was pretty juicy.
Looked like a juicer.
He looked like a juicer, and that was his reputation. Anyway, so he was, back then, there was a culture, a culture, a bodybuilding culture, weightlifting culture of folks, and I was part of it, who liked to lift weights and just wanted to be big and wanted to be strong, right? And I was also, I was an athlete. That was my thing, and that was a bunch of us. And we would go to gyms, not like 24-hour fitness gyms, but like hardcore weightlifter gyms. And at the hardcore weightlifter gyms, we would all be obsessed with the magazines, Iron Man and Power Man and Muscle and Fitness, and we would all like be, learning the latest exercises and the latest diet tools, and supplements were really big. Well, somewhere around the late 1990s, there started to be the buzz about this one supplement called creatine. And this guy who was working out, he's kind of well known, he started a company to sell creatine. And this company, I did tell you the story. And then he got involved with the Broncos, and he started giving them to the Broncos. And the Broncos started using creatine. This was in the late 1990s. Nobody knew about creatine. I was selling it to gyms in my pharmacy. I would buy it from China, and I would put it in plastic bags, and I'd drive around the gyms in Colorado, and I would just sell pound bags of creatine. And it cost
pharmacists are like legal pushers.
Yeah. So, but I was using it myself. So I like the stuff. So anyway, he gave it to the Broncos, and that's when the Broncos won their first Super Bowl, whether by coincidence or not. And I don't know if you remember, but they were big. The Broncos were big. They were ripped. Romanowski and Shannon Sharp, and they were really into working out. They were part of this culture that this guy who started the company was part of. And they won 2 Super Bowls in a row. The first Super Bowl, they won, I believe, because they were on creatine. They were big, they were strong. And then, much stronger than ordinary football players. Now we're used to it. But back then, it wasn't as big a thing. Then the second Super Bowl they won, Shannon Sharp wore a hat that said EAS on it. And then that was the name of this guy's company, it was EAS, and he blew up. And he ended up selling it for like hundreds of millions of dollars. This is the early 1990s. And then creatine kind of faded out a little bit. There were still, everybody used it. But today we know creatine is important for your skin. It's important for anti-aging. It's important for your brain, for folks who are worried about dementia or Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease for that matter. It's important for everything. It's a powerful, not just for lifting weights, but if you are working out, you definitely want to use creatine to make you stronger. But it's just important for life. You don't have to be an athlete to benefit from it. And I would be taking 5 milligrams. I personally take 5 grams 4 or 5 days a week. 5 grams, that's a teaspoon. And you want to take it with a little sugar, a little fruit juice or something with a little sugar so you get insulin. When your insulin goes up, you get better creatine absorption into cells. So do it with a little bit of apple juice or something like that. Is that an interesting story about
interesting? We're just going to go back real quick.
Yeah.
Does humic chelate?
Yes, absolutely it does. A very, very powerful chelating agent. Humic and fulvic really does the chelating, but yes. Somebody's writing a note here. Fat people carry too much estrogen. I think fat is not politically correct. We will say people who have body fat. Let's not call them fat people. Who is this? A plethora
of me.
Okay, a plethora of me. Yes, a plethora. Fat people do carry. They're not carrying too much estrogen. They're making estrogen. It's not they carry it. They're producing it in their fat cells. And estrogen disruptors are these fake estrogens that disrupt the estrogen system, like we just talked about plastics. One of the worst things you could do is microwave plastic, because that will release the estrogen compounds.
Interesting.
Choline is great stuff. Absolutely, choline is one of the choline is the last essential nutrient that was designated as. It was the last nutrient to be designated essential, and that was just like in the 90s sometime. And it's fabulous. You'll get choline in your ultimate enzymes. Choline is found in lecithin. Choline is in our immortalium, I'm pretty sure. Choline is probably in the synaptive. Very important for the nerves, very important for the brain, very important for the methylation system. It's a really, really neat molecule. And eggs exert their wonderful benefits for the nervous system largely because of their choline benefits. And choline is also, so we're talking about the liver, choline is also important for the liver.
Pharmacist Ben, let me ask you a question on the 90. So according to the U.S. government, or is it a world body that says that there are 90 essential nutrients? What is the?
Whether it's 90 or 89, nobody really knows. We know that they're vitamins. There's like 16 vitamins. We know those are essential. We know vitamin C or 16 B vitamins, I should say. We know those. I think it's 16. I don't even know. I don't know how many there are. The B vitamins are essential.
According to us, it's 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 or 3 essential fatty acids.
There's things that are conditionally essential that you can make, but you can't make enough of them. So whether they're said to be essential or not, it's hard to say.
I think cholesterol's on that list.
Cholesterol's not an essential nutrient. You make cholesterol. You make cholesterol. Yeah. The definition of essential nutrients, you can't make it. So if you don't get it in your diet or your supplements, you're going to be deficient. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to know exactly what's essential. Some people say 11 aminos. Some people say 12. Some people say all the elements. They're elements. They're not minerals. All the elements are essential. Some people say 60. It's hard to know exactly what it is. But there's at least 90 is a good bet. Put it that way.
Okay. But the reason I'm asking the question is because when I ask ChatGPT or Gemini, I use Gemini. When I ask Gemini about the 90 essential nutrients, it then says that that's our tagline. It doesn't
it's a tagline.
say
it's a tagline. It's not.
It doesn't say that it's kind of agreed upon.
It's not agreed upon. That's what I'm telling you. It's not agreed upon. What's agreed upon is vitamin C is essential. What's agreed upon is a bunch of the aminos are essential. Some people say 10, some people say 12, but there's a bunch that are essential. What's agreed upon is 2 fatty acids are essential. And what's agreed upon is there's a certain amount of elements on the periodic table that are essential. And it's hard to know exactly because it's hard to find arsenic in a chemical reaction, but there are some chemical reactions that seem to be arsenic dependent, and arsenic could be an essential element. Other people say, no, you don't need arsenic. I don't know the number. That's
okay. So we say that there's 70 nutrients.
I don't know how many. It's irrelevant. It's crazy. I don't know. It states 70 or 71 or 72. Does it matter? There's a certain amount of nutrients that are essential. Put it that way.
And we get them all.
And yes, exactly. Is it 71? Is it 71 and a half? Is it 74? Is it 80? I don't know the exact number.
90, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know the exact number, but there are vitamins. Most important are the vitamins, especially the water-soluble vitamins, because you pee them out. But also D, E, and K are essential. But D is a little tricky because you make D. So is it essential? Well, you don't really make it. Well, no, you do make it. Or no, you don't make it. You activate it. So it's hard to know. B12, that's made by bacteria. So bacteria in your colon can make B12. Does that mean it's essential or is it not essential? You make it, but you don't really make it. Bacteria make it. So, it gets to be fuzzy. So I don't really pay attention to whether it's 80 or 90 or however many it is.
Back to your favorite team.
Yeah, Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis?
Yeah, he could have been on it. All the Broncos were doing stuff.
He was beasting. Okay, Andy's asking this.
Yeah, choline's important for bile. It's a component of bile, absolutely. And taurine's also important. But I'm telling you, taurine to me is one of the most underappreciated of all the nutrients. Taurine is. because it's not used, most amino acids are used to make protein. Taurine's not. It's kind of unusual in that way. It's not used to make proteins. It's active individually on its own. And taurine plays a role in bile for sure, but it's also very important for anti-aging. Study came out last year, I believe, maybe the year before, that talks about people who use 3 to 5 grams of taurine a day getting very, very noticeable age reversal or anti-aging benefits from using taurine powder. Taurine is taurine means bull. Taurus means the bull, right? Taurine is how Red Bull gets its name, because taurine has an electrical effect that stabilizes the heart. So they put it in with caffeine so people don't have a heart attack with so much caffeine. And taurine, along the same lines, taurine is also used for migraine headaches. So taurine is a fabulously, fabulously valuable and underappreciated amino acid, in my opinion. I do personally. I try to do 3 grams a day, 4 or 5 days a week.
Health Junkie
you can make taurine, but you may want to just take it. It might be one of those conditionally essential ones where you might want to take more.
Pharmacist Ben, so you're a pharmacist, and when you talk about nutrients, you know exactly the amount that would be good for you and what would be. But when you're talking to us lay people, we're micrograms, milligrams, how many a day? What am I going to take with it? Do I need a cofactor?
That's why longevity is so important. I am a pharmacist and I know all those things. I studied all those things. And by the way, not all pharmacists know the stuff that I know. I mean, I've done a lot of studying. I didn't just learn this in pharmacy school. It's been my whole life for 45 years. Like I said, even before pharmacy school, when I was in the gym, I was studying it. So I've literally been studying nutrition I'm 66 since, I was 20, so 46 years, right? That's when even when I was 19, 18. So I've been doing it a long time. It's not like I just learned all this in pharmacy school. And yeah, I'm a pharmacist, but not all pharmacists know this stuff, So being a pharmacist helps for sure, though, to your point.
Yeah. So, but I guess my point is, when people ask on this show in particular, they don't do so much on Daily with Doc. On this show, they're asking about individual nutrients, or individual compounds that might be helpful in the body.
Yeah. And
then you say yes, it could be helpful, and then they go out and go buy some creatine, or they go buy some taurine.
I'll always, if I say something's really important, you probably should go in. In my opinion, if you believe what I'm saying, you should go out and get it. You should go out and get taurine. You should go out and get creatine. That's all true. Glutathione, you don't necessarily need to go out and get glutathione, but you might want to get glutamine, and you might want to use your N-acetylcysteine from your longevity products and your glycine from your pig pack, but you don't need to go out and get glutathione. But taurine and creatine, I would be going out and getting for sure.
Okay, Andy, I've been studying since listening to The Bright Side every day from 2014. These folks.
I need to do my radio show again. AJ,
we got to get you syndicated, man.
What's going on?
What's going on? I got to talk to MZ and see what we can get done there. But Health Junkie's question: what can I take for legs that get swollen with the sun? What can I take for veins?
If that's true, which it might be, that's a bigger problem than you think. If you're reacting to the sun with swelling, that's a sign that you could be dealing with a histamine response. Sun should not cause swelling, but there are people who will react with the sun. There's a thing called sun poisoning. Have you heard of this? Some people will actually get severe rashes from the sun, not burning, but immune rashes, and also swelling. That's a sign that you may be dealing with a histamine response.
Should that person be looking at the root and not the fruit?
Root, not the fruit. Where's the root?
The root is the digestive system.
Histamine is made in mast cells that live on the intestinal wall. When you're dealing with leaky gut, it's a short jump to mast cell activation. In fact, there's a health challenge called mast cell activation syndrome, MCAS, MCAS they call it. And this is something that's only been known about for a few years, although people have been dealing with for a long time. When I was in when I graduated pharmacy school and I started my pharmacy, my compounding pharmacy, there was a horrible condition that women were suffering from called vulvodynia. Nobody could figure out what was causing vulvodynia.
Can we talk about that on this show?
Well, I think we can. It's a medical thing.
Okay, I'm just.
Dynia means pain. Vulva means vulva, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not a woman, but you can imagine what that must feel like, the agonizing pain that this condition will cause. And nobody knew what to do about it. I was making a product called cromolyn for this condition. Cromolyn is used for asthma, but I would take, because I was compounding, I would take the cromolyn and I would turn it into a vaginal product that women could use topically for vulvodynia. And it worked. So what was cromolyn? Cromolyn is a mast cell stabilizer. It keeps mast cells from releasing their histamine payload. So what I'm saying is this histamine issue and mast cell issue has been on for a long time, but nobody really pinned it down until the last 2 or 3 years. And now you're starting to see online mast cell activation syndrome groups on Reddit, on Facebook. It's starting to become known about. And this is what happens with health. Pharmacist Ben and Dr. Wallach and AJ and Rebecca will talk about something for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden, your doctor will approve it and say, we just discovered it, right? And so, Doc's been talking about gluten for years, which is, 2000, for 25 years or 26 years. He's been talking about it. Now, all of a sudden, or at least the last couple of years. So mast cell activation syndrome, MCAS, is now being considered a thing. If this guy has a reaction to the sun, or anybody has a reaction to the sun, sometimes people react to the shower, hot water in the shower, right? And that's also a sign. We've talked about this before. Dermographia, where you write your name in your hand, in your arm, all those are signs of a histamine response. And what's interesting about histamine, it's found in good foods, like our friend Kiara. Kiara, what was her name? Kitasha, Kiara, Kiana, right. So she said, I'm a vegetarian. I only eat vegetables. Doesn't matter, Kiana. Do a food diary next week. Guess what? Avocados.
Yeah. All right. Aren't mast cells more like an amplifier? And then, by the way,
bad. Wait a minute. It's not bad to have. I hope nobody thinks that I've said it was bad to have mast cells. I didn't imply that. Mast cells are immune cells that protect us. They're not. Did I imply that mast cells were bad?
Okay. There's no good and bad in the body.
No good and bad. There's no good and bad.
Things are in the body.
No, there's no good. Mast cells are like sentinels. They're like guards. They detect threats, and they live in various tissues, particularly the intestine, and they keep toxins from getting in. They do a lot of things to the blood vessels to help the immune system deal with toxins. They increase vascular or blood vessel permeability. They open things up. They cause contractions in your lungs, so you don't breathe in crap. They contract the intestine. They facilitate wound healing. There's a lot of things these mast cells.
What can I take for legs that get swollen with the sun? Excuse me. What can I take for vein health?
Connective tissue building. The veins. Remember, the veins are on the other end of the circle. They're on the far end of the circle. They're on the other side, right? You ever hear this story about the two guys one guy's on one side of the river and the other guy's on the other side of the river? And he says, one guy says to the other, hey, how do I get to the other side? And the other guy goes, you are on the other side. I just thought of that.
Did you really?
I just thought that. No, I didn't make it up. I just thought it. I didn't make it up. It's all a joke. But because it's on the other side, the vascular system. So there's no real pumping action. Even though, as you know, AJ, because you're one of the smartest guys in longevity, FYI, it's not really the pumping action of the heart, is it? Right? It's electromagnetics. Yeah, the vortex. Isn't that cool? So anyway, but that's another story. So the veins are on the other side. So they depend on muscular contractions in order for them to propel the blood upwards. If you're sedentary, or if the connective tissue is starting to break down, the veins are made of connective tissue, everything sinks, and that's where you get lymphedema and edema in the bottom of your legs. Not necessarily lymphedema, but any kind of edema. Edema means swelling. So how do you address that? Exercise, movement, fluidizing the blood, make sure the blood has fluidity. When the blood's sticky, it doesn't circulate as effectively, and building connective tissue. Fluidizing the blood with your glucogel caps, your FucoidZ, ultimate EFAs, vitamin E, plant-derived minerals. There's so many different, water, oxygen. These are all ways to fluidize the blood, patch up a leaky gut, take your connective tissue building, a healthy bone and joint pack, supplements.
Keely's mentioning if making a recommendation of individual additives, so we're talking about choline or
individual nutrients, you mean?
Into individual nutrients.
Yeah.
What is the impact based on cofactoring? What's the impact on cofactoring based on percentages? So she's saying, with Keely's a Dr. Wallach purist. What she's saying is, don't mess with Dr. Wallach's products. He's already got everything balanced with cofactors and everything like that. So now,
it's an insurance. No, I know what she's saying. In other words, you may not have enough cofactors to balance out the extra nutrients.
What do we do?
There's no way to know because everything needs different cofactors.
But you would know.
Not necessarily. There's too much complexity there. I would know some of it, but I wouldn't know all of it. But it's an insurance.
So any excess you urinate out?
It's an insurance policy. Yes, the excess you'll urinate out. Worst case scenario, you're not going to get the benefit of it. However, for non-essential nutrients like creatine, for example, you don't have to worry about that because they're non-essential. Your body has mechanisms in place for handling creatine. It's not an essential nutrient. You don't need necessarily cofactors. Creatine is a substance, a molecule that's made in the body, so you have a system in place for utilizing it. So I wouldn't worry about that. There are some nutrients that you want, and in fact, that's another thing. There's a distinction between macro and micronutrition. Okay, micronutrition is vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids. You need very small amounts. Micronutrients occur in nature as a complex, and when you supplement, you're really only approximating what nature wants us to do. And supplementing sucks. We should not have to supplement, okay? Because in nature, you have everything balanced. You know, the vitamin C has just the right amount of iron, has just the right amount of copper, has just the right amount of magnesium, has just the right amount of fiber, has just the right amount of glucose. It's all balanced. That's nature. That's how we should be eating. But we don't eat that way. We don't live that way. We don't live in a world that facilitates eating that way or interacting with nutrition that way. So supplementing is the best you can do. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to approximate nature. So you say, oh, that sucks. Why should we have to approximate it? Because that's what we got. That's the hand we're dealt. So it sucks. Okay, I agree. But that's what we got to do.
Keely, unmute yourself.
And the fact of the matter is when you flood your body with nutrients, I'm going to show you something. I tried to explain this on my last podcast, but I didn't have a diagram to do it. I'm going to show you something here. Can you see this? Can you see that?
A
arrow.
Minus B?
There's an arrow.
A to B.
Let me make the arrow better.
Yeah, and let me.
You see A to B?
Hold on. Now we see it. A to B.
Okay. So that's how the body works. Little pieces get turned into one big piece. And this is how the body builds itself.
Okay. Little pieces turns into a big piece.
Okay?
Got it.
So to give you just one example, let's say lysine, glycine, and proline, little pieces, get turned into collagen. Okay? Just to give you one example. So little pieces get turned into, this is how the body builds itself. The little pieces get turned into big pieces. However, there's a little catch here. And that is What do you notice different here?
Big pieces go,
They go
back
both-
to little pieces.
Yes. So not only does it go one way, but it goes the other way. If you're strong and vital and healthy, which way do you think most of it's going? From little pieces to big pieces.
It's going It's building.
Anabolic. Yes, anabolic. You can say that. That's anabolism. The other way is catabolism. So one of the tricks to nutritional supplementation is hang on a second. Hey, Chenault, I'm on a call with AJ and all of my young
Tell Tommy I said hi.
Can I call you back in like 5 minutes? Oh, I'm almost done. Chenault.
He should have been tuning in.
Should have been that. Rascal. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's really cool about supplementation is if you front load A, you will drive the reaction to B.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's not enough of A, the reaction will go the other way. We call that driving a chemical reaction. You see what I'm saying here? If you
Yes.
front load A, I can't really do. Let me see. If you front load A, you push the reaction this way.
Yep.
If you don't have a lot of A, the reaction goes the other way. Do you see what's happening? And most of us, because we don't have a lot of A, we're breaking down. We're kept catabolizing. Front loading is a trick for building tissue. And that's why high concentrations and nutrient density is so important. You're front loading. We call that driving the chemical reaction. Does that make sense? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's why you take micronutrients. That's what micronutrient supplementation does for you. It pushes everything towards anabolism. Under deficiency states, it goes the other way. That reversibility is critical to understand if you want to address anabolism and catabolism. And by the way, catabolism is important too. Out with the old, in with the new. You need to be catabolizing, but you want to be more anabolic than catabolic. You want to be net anabolic.
Let's Keely, ask the question that you put in the chat, please.
Well, people will go to the store when we make recommendations or they're hearing, oh, just go buy this particular, like selenium. One of the reasons that Doc wouldn't give them whatever that mineral was, essential fatty acid or whatever, is they would go buy that bottle.
And they wouldn't get the same, effect or the same benefit.
Correct. And then one of the other things he always talked about was the ratios per 100 pounds. Then it was about adding the special sauces because he knew what those combination with the cofactors were. So people buy a bottle instead of buying that protocol, and it mirrors the medical system instead of what we're trying to teach.
That's not true. The medical system doses by weight too.
Drugs they dose by weight, but they also look at everything individual. So you figure they're giving you a drug, based on a piece of the part versus the whole.
Yeah, exactly. I call it this for that. Like you have this problem, I take that drug. This problem, I take that supplement. You don't want to do this for that. It's all a system. Everything works like a system. I always feel uncomfortable when people say, what do I do for this or that? You want to work on the whole body. You want to make the body strong. The body will take care of everything else. How do you make the body strong? It's really simple. You overthink it. You give it lots of nutrients, like we just said. We talked about driving that chemical reaction. You take out the stressors, sugar, processed foods, bad foods, histamine triggers. It's really not complicated. I don't know if you know this, AJ, but Goddess Jill and I are finishing a book. Did she tell you that?
Yeah, that was mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, so the subtitle of the book is Your Health, It's Easier Than You Think. Because it is. We overthink this thing, man.
I think you're overthinking that book. You could have made that book in one weekend.
I know. I keep telling Jill, what the heck are you doing, Jill?
Well, I can't wait till it comes out. And yes, it is. Okay, so Keely, I'm going to take you off the screen. We're going to try and wrap up with ZZ Captain's question because we don't want Ben to get in trouble. You're done, Keely?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know we could go for hours, but Ben, ZZ Captain's asking, does Pharmacist Ben agree with AI that cholesterol acts exactly like a fat? Can he elaborate on that?
Does not act exactly like a fat. AI said that AI is wrong. It's a wax. It's It's not a fat, first of all. And if you look at cholesterol, and I have it in my lab, I use it in skincare. It's a very waxy, sticky substance. Technically, it's a lipid, I guess. It's a fat, but it's more like a wax than it acts like a fat. So I don't know what they mean when they say act like a fat. It's a precursor to a whole stream of molecules. So it's a root for a whole bunch of fruit. Fat is not like that. So when they say it acts like a fat, that's very misleading. It happens to be, I guess you could call it a lipid, but it's more like a wax, which is a special kind of lipid, like a candle wax. And it is incredibly fertile. It gives rise to a lot of other molecules. Fat is fatty acid. It also gives rise to molecules, but not the same kind of bioactive molecules that cholesterol does. Cholesterol is the difference between an animal and a vegetable. Cholesterol is what makes animals walk, think, and respond to the environment via the steroid hormones. So cholesterol gets turned into neural substance for walking and talking. It's why we walk and talk and plants don't. So if you want to be a freaking fern plant, take a statin drug. If you want to be a plant, a vegetable, then fine, shut down your cholesterol. It's crazy. And in 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, when medicine finally starts to understand biochemistry, and by the way, there's a very important distinction that people don't talk about a lot, and that's the distinction between clinical chemistry and biochemistry. Biochemistry is the chemistry of biology, what's going on in your body. Clinical chemistry is the chemistry of the clinic. It's what's going on in the doctor's office with your test scores. They call it functional medicine. Clinical chemistry is not the same as biochemistry. Biochemistry is empirical. You see it. Clinical chemistry is statistical. It's conceptual. It's mathematics. It doesn't apply to individual people. This is one of the major reasons for the failure of the medical model, because it's trying to apply the logic of the clinic onto the logic of biology. We are not clinical beings. We are biological beings. The clinic is a convenience, and not necessarily for people. It's also a convenience for channeling people's money into the clinical setting. And this distinction is because we don't make this distinction, we misunderstand what doctors do and what they can do. So people are being doctored based on their statistics and test scores and algorithms and metrics and so-called functional medicine, rather than what's going on in biology. In biology, you say cholesterol is the most important molecule in the body. Why the heck would you shut it down? In the clinic, you say, well, we see that people who have elevated cholesterol also have higher risk of heart attack, so we're going to shut down the cholesterol. The problem with that is you don't know why the cholesterol is high. Maybe it's the blood sugar that's making the cholesterol high, and maybe it's the blood sugar is the problem, not the cholesterol. That distinction is not teased out by clinical chemistry. If biochemists understand it and they say, are you crazy? Cholesterol is incredibly vital. You don't shut down, you don't poison the cells that make cholesterol because you're trying to get less cholesterol in the vessels. That's idiotic on the pure idiocy. The question is why is the cholesterol in the vessels? Not shut down the cholesterol. And it's only pure idiocy by people who believe it. It's evil by companies that promote it. It's stupid for people to believe it, but it's evil by the companies that promote it, in my opinion.
So if I could figure out a way to take my hemp plants and make them produce cholesterol,
yeah,
I could make a live
talking hemp plants. Yes,
talking hemp.
Walking, talking hemp plant. In fact, a case could be made, AJ, that you are a walking, talking hemp plant.
Am I? No, maybe 30 years ago.
I'm kidding.
All right, Pharmacist Ben, I appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
But before you go,
yes, sir. Oh no. Oh, you gotta. right. All right.
Is that pass?
I like. It's a little softer. I like reggae.
Becca, does that one pass?
Okay, so somebody wanted normal music. I want to know what their normal music is. So some people normal music
Can
is
you
like
do Frank Sinatra? Do Frank Sinatra next time.
Oh, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna make one for Friday.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra style.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. You know, one of my favorite songs. How do I turn this off? One of my favorite songs of all time is "Luck Be a Lady."
Oh yeah, I sang that.
Did you? Is that your karaoke song?
No, in high school, Guys and Dolls.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Luck be a lady tonight.
You were the lead?
No. Yeah, never sang it. I was Officer Brannigan. I was the officer because I could do an Irish accent. I didn't look Irish. You know what I was going to tell you? When I was a kid, I found a Frank Sinatra. I was like 7 years old. I found a Frank Sinatra cassette, and I put it in, and I heard "My Way," and I just freaking fell in love with Frank Sinatra and that song "My Way." That is the coolest. Yeah. They're gonna play that. I have a whole list of funeral songs. That's on my funeral song list.
We just had to turn morbid, didn't we? All right. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you, Pharmacist Ben. We'll see you Friday.
See you Friday.
Oh, wait, by the way,
what?
You didn't tell us about how Saturday went.
Oh, I went to Super Saturday it was really cool because it was translated. So I would talk, and Dr. Ariaza would talk, and then I would talk, and it was sort of like last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago.
Saturday afternoon.
Same idea. How did we do? By the way, I never heard. I mean, I heard a little bit.
We did pretty good. We got the school looking to come on, and there were also some new people, and we're looking to open up in Venezuela.
That's awesome. How did the medical people think? What did the medical people think?
There's actually we have about 4 doctors. One of them is a chemist who's very interested in knowing more.
Very nice. Well, good job, AJ, and good job, Becca, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Friday.
Becca is going to have to fill me in because I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I love seeing you, Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for being here.
Okay, bye.